This job was destroying me. It was destroying who I was, who I wanted to be, my dreams, my vision. The road was tough, and I reached the breaking point. I was like, man, like, I can't do this shit. I'm finna flip this fucking car. Before we even get started in the video, I got a big announcement. I am officially, on May 1st, launching a new section on my website where you can go and cop my pre-made logos, digital products, templates, website templates, whatever I done worked on, I'm putting it for sale. Now, I haven't worked out all the details yet, but it will be in the more affordable price range than it would be if you worked with me personally. We're gonna do all this soon, man, but I'm just letting y'all know I got a new section on my website launching May 1st. At 86visions.com. You will be able to go over there and cop whatever you need. You know, your boy got you. I'm gonna get you right. Anyway, let's get started on the video. Peace. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Ro, back with another video. Today we're gonna talk about the worst graphic design job I've ever had, so stay tuned to check it out. Peace. This was 2015 when I got this job. Me and my girl had just moved in together. Everything was looking good. You know, we building our life together. You know, I had just got fired. Y'all know that. I was broke. I was struggling, but I had just started my clothing brand, Real One Apparel, so I had found my purpose. And this is where everything gets better, right? No. Fuck no. This is when the real games begin. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I know I found my purpose with the clothing brand. I was really trying to work on my brand, but in the meantime, I needed money. You know, you can't start a business and be broke. I started that business with negative $127 in my account. Sold everything. I put the money back into my brand, but I needed money for my bills and I needed money to continuously put out stuff. And in that meantime, I was like, okay, well, I know my end goal is to be my own boss, but the only way I'm gonna get there is if I work these jobs. Now, this business is like the light at the end of the tunnel for me. I know I'm not gonna be working for nobody else for the rest of my life. I know where I'm headed, but before I can get there, I gotta have a job. I know it sounds counterproductive for some people, but I don't come from a silver spoon. I didn't have no investors. I didn't have no money. I didn't have nothing. I started everything from scratch on my own. I wasn't about to do nothing negative that was gonna destroy my future. I was determined to do everything the right way. How I found this job, I was on Indeed, Craigslist, Monster.com, lurking, hustling every day, trying to find a job so I can invest in my brand. I'm not the type of man that can lay up under a woman all day, lay up under somebody, have them pay my bills, have them do all this shit for me. I can't do it. So when I found this job, it's a sign company. Everything looked good. The pay was $13.50 per hour plus commission and bonuses. To me, I was like, oh my God, for real? Oh, we lit. I told y'all I was just making $13 at the other job, but I wouldn't get no bonuses, no commission. So at this one, I'm like, man, I could probably make it 15, 16 after all that. Yeah, no. But anyway, so it had health benefits, we had dental, vision. You know, I wear contacts and glasses. I'm like, man, this is the perfect job. I need this. The job was a sign company, and what you do there is you design logos, banners, flyers, business cards, signs, obviously. I was like, bet, I can do that. Had some red flags. Fast-paced environment. Are you up to the challenge was in there. It said a high turnover rate. When I looked at reviews on the company, I'm like, okay. However, I'm thinking, okay, those are for salespeople. That's not for the designers. So I'm not correlating the two. So another red flag was I ended up having 3 interviews with this company. So let's talk about interview number 1. I went down to the West office. They had multiple offices. They had a main corporation and they had sister companies all around the city. I went to the main company, interviewed with multiple designers. I even had to do 3 tests on my design skills, which I failed 2 of them. But then they was like, yeah, we all failed them. Like, we've been designing for 10, 15 years, we all failed. So I didn't feel bad. But I did really good on my interview and they liked me. They was like, okay, well, we're gonna send you to a satellite store and you're gonna interview there. So I met with the lady. She took me out to lunch. We had a great interview. She tall as shit. She was like 6 foot. I'm 5'7", 5'8" and a half. So I'm looking at her like this the entire time. Like, damn, she taller than motherfucker. Whatever. It's just so we interviewing. She seems cool. I'm like, okay, bet. You know, this seems like a great place to push myself to the next level, challenge myself to make some money to invest in this brand. And I told them, I was like, yeah, I own a clothing brand on the side. I know y'all print banners and flyers. Will I be able to, you know, get those printed at a discount? That's like, yeah, we got you. They did that. I was doing events at the time, sneaker events. So I would have banners and stuff like that. And I was getting them discounted up there. So that was a huge W. So after the second interview, I go to the third interview, which is a couple days later. They send me back to the corporation, like the big place. And I meet with the head boss, who's self-made millionaire, older white male. He's like 60 something at that time. Really like crass type of person, like just direct, just no bullshit. Like he was funny, but it's like the old rich, like the yacht club funny. You could tell he was from some rough shit. Like you could tell he came from nothing, got his money, but he was wild racist, bro. So, and I could feel it and I could tell and I knew it off rip. That was my intuition letting me know what was gonna happen later on down the line. He calls me the same day like, hey, you got the job, when can you start? I'm like, I can start Monday. This is on a Friday. Tell my girl, she's excited, I'm excited, we excited. We go celebrate with our little coins we had, little change, little pocket change. My dad excited, and I'm like, man, my life, I'm finally getting it together. I was like, I can make all this money, I can invest it into my brand. I can finally go splurge on my girl for once, because I've been broke for so long. You know, all these things, like, I'm like, man, I could take care of so many things. I could take care of so many people. This is at $13.50 an hour, bro. But that's just where my mind goes. I'm one of the type of people, if you help me down at any point in my life, I'm gonna feel like I owe you for the rest of my life, because you've helped me. That's just how my heart is. My first day is Monday. I go to the corporation downtown. I'm gonna be training there for 2 weeks. The whole time I'm meeting these new designers, cool guys, man. They really teaching me how to become a better graphic designer, and I needed that. These are like my second or third mentors that I've met on this path to becoming my own boss. I was like, I really don't want to leave, but I got to go to my own store. That following Monday, I got to drive to, that side of town. Everything is cool. Everything's great. I ain't tripping. But I walk in and I'm like, oh, it's dark in here. But it's not the darkness with the light, it's the darkness with the energy. I can't really explain it, but it's like I get a wave of anxiety. Like as soon as I walk in, I'm like, oh, hell no, I ain't gonna like this shit. I could just tell. So after a couple weeks, the true colors start to come out. So I started noticing how like our manager, she would just walk in with an attitude at 8:30 in the morning. Why are you mad? We just got here, bro. Like, why are you so angry? What's wrong with you? Like, she would just walk in and be pissed for no fucking reason. Me and my salesman, we would just be sitting there like, what the fuck is wrong with her? So little things started trickling. Like she would snap at one of us, or she would storm out the store and slam the door, or she'd walk in her office and slam the door and be in there cussing, and you have to walk past me to get to her office. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck was that about? So then, eventually she started snapping at us, started screaming at us. We would get sheets of paper and it would tell us what we needed to do. The type print was so small on it that you had to decipher. You had to take your time and read it. And in a fast-paced environment, there is no taking your time. Like, you need to hurry up, get this shit out the way. So a couple times she would make a mistake. She wouldn't print everything all the way out. So she would send me the paper like, hey Drew, I need you to do this by this time, by this date. I'm like, cool. I had a shelf and I'd have stacks of assignments. It'd be like 50 things in there. It'd be logos, flyers, banner designs, and I'm creating this from scratch, minus the logos. They had us doing clip art logos. They was charging people $500 to do clip art logos. That's crazy. None of that shit was original. It's crazy. That's why I don't use none of it from my portfolio, because it's just awful. If we made a mistake, she would scream at us. She'd bark at us. She'd yell, even if it was her mistake. So she, this time, came back there. She handed me the sheet because it was urgent. So I was like, all right, I'm just knock this out. I finished the other stuff I was doing. I got right to that. Boom. Start knocking it out. Boom. I finished my page. I look on the back. Ain't nothing back there. I'm like, okay, this is one page. It's done. I put it in the completed file, sent everything off to production, and then they would print it. I sent everything off. Boy, we got about 15 phone calls. Hey guys, y'all didn't do this. Y'all didn't do that. Where is this at? Blah, 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 blah. This is supposed to be over here. Why it's not over here? Like going crazy. And I'm like, I got the sheet right here. This is all I got. This lady is blaring at me, fam. Why didn't you do this? I told you to do that. I'm like, I got the sheet right here. You didn't tell me to do that. She looks at her printer. The other sheet that she forgot to hand me's over there. She's like, why didn't you tell me to hand you that sheet? I said, what the f are you talking about? You didn't hand it to me. That's on you. That's you. I'm back here doing what I can't even see. I got a small window. I can't see out in front of the store. So I got this big ass wall and a small window and a doorway. I can't see the printer. I can't see nothing. I could just see people just walking in, just looking through my window, handing me that I'm supposed to design. And that's it. She mad at me. I'm pissed off because who the f is you talking to at this point, bro? I am a grown man with immense pride. I would rather be broke, hungry, and starving than have somebody talk to me like they crazy. I'm pissed. The sales guy's like, yeah, you didn't hand him the paper. That's not on him. That's on you. She cussed him out. So me and him both looking at her like, this got me f***ed
up, bro. Later on, she calms down. She comes back and apologizes. I'm like, look, I don't care about the apology. Don't be talking to me like I'm one of your kids, bro. I'm a grown ass man. I was 30 at this point. I like, don't be talking to me like I'm one of your kids. I'm not one of your children. I'm a grown ass man. Are you nuts? What the f is wrong with you? At that point, I didn't have no respect for her. And this is a month into the job. I lasted 6 months, bro. At that point, I think subconsciously I was hoping I would get fired, bro. So what they did to resolve this situation, they docked our pay because she f***ed up. So they docked our pay and refunded the client. I'm pissed, bro. I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna let that shit rock. And in hindsight, I wish I'd have been recording everything. I wish I'd have been taking notes, taking the journal entries or something. My dad was telling me to do that. But I was so frustrated with everything, I wasn't even trying to think about that shit when I clocked out. Not only were they treating us horrible, but often they would make us stay after work, like after hours, and we wasn't getting paid. Like from 5:30 to 7, we were not getting paid, no overtime, no nothing. I'm like, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, bro. What the fuck? Why am I here? So my girl see me stressed out. I'm wanting to take shots. I'm not a drinker. I drink probably once a year max. I'm telling my girl, I'm like, man, like this job's stressing me out. I want to drink. Like not only do I want to be my own boss, and I hate that I have to work these jobs. I hate that I have to do all this stuff that I don't want to do, but I'm also getting cussed out at the job. I'm getting yelled at. I'm getting screamed at. I'm getting that for shit that ain't even my fault. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And this ain't the first time. This had been happening a lot. She's making mistakes, blaming it on us, screaming at us because she don't want to get cussed at by production or by the big boss, and she going off on us. So on top of us getting screamed at, on top of us getting barked at, getting our pay docked, fam, the racism came out, dog. So I forgot what the joke was. It was a Mike Tyson joke. They called him a hard ER. Bruh, that I was like, I just sat there and I did not know what to say. Like they felt so comfortable to say that to me. And I was like, what, aside from cussing this bitch out, what can I do? I don't have it recorded. Don't have it it's not on writing. It was over the phone. And then the sales guy, who was my friend at this point, he looked at me and I looked at him and we were just like, wow. I just walked out. I just got the f on. Damn near quit that day. If I had the money, I was gonna quit. And that was just the beginning of like the racism, and it was blatant. So then that shit had me questioning my purpose. Like it had me questioning myself. What did I do in a past life to end up here? What did I do to piss God off, to piss somebody the fuck off, to where I ended up here? What did I do? I'm sitting there every day, coming to a job I hate, wanting to just make a better life for myself and my girl and our 2 dogs. And I'm like, I'm at a place where like I cannot wait to get out of here. Like every day I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm not looking forward to coming here. I wanted to like quit and just disappear from earth. Like I hated my life at that point. And that was one of the lowest moments I've had on this journey. And it was just like, I just got fired from that other job for no reason. Now I'm at a job where it's wild racist. I don't have the money to work for myself yet. I'm not making the money I need to work for myself. Every decision that I had made was destroying me leading forward. And it made me think about like everything. It just made me question myself. It made me question my path, my journey, my faith in myself, my faith in my journey, my faith in just life. How I coped with that, I would watch videos with Eric Thomas, C.T. Fletcher, people that would motivate me, people that would make me empower myself while I was in these situations, man, because I couldn't deal with it, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and I was just in a bad place in every aspect of life. And at this point, I wasn't working out, so my mental health was cooked. I was overeating, so my physical health was cooked, and everything involved with that was just done. And I reached the breaking point. I was like, man, like I can't do this shit. So on top of all the bad treatment and everything, I was stressed because my clothing brand, I was investing in it, but I was like, man, these screen printers are messing my clothes up. It's not coming out how I want to. So I was like, I'm gonna start a new business on top of the clothing brand. I'm about to start screen printing. I don't know how to screen print. I don't know how to do none of that shit. I'm going to teach myself how to screen print because it'll bring in extra money and I can screen print my own clothes, because I can't have y'all fucking up my shit. And then I'm sending it to my customers and they looking like, what is this? The print over here is messy, is washing out after 3 washes. Like, it's making me look bad. I bought me some screen print equipment. After work, I would go home, I would screen print. I was building up customers during this time. So while I was working this job, I was building up customers. I was hustling on the side. I was side hustling. I was having a little bit of change, a little bit of income, but it was always going back into my business. Like, so I would work all day from 8:30 to 5:30, and then from 6:30 to about 12:30, I would screen print clothes. Me and my ex-wife would be in the garage screen print clothes because she saw how stressed I was at this job, and I'm like, I gotta find a way to get out of here, man. I can't do this So I realized like during that time, I couldn't be a good husband. I couldn't be a good dog dad. I couldn't be a good uncle, a good son, a good brother. I couldn't be any of that shit because this job was destroying me. It was destroying who I was, who I wanted to be, my dreams, my vision. The road was tough. You know, I'm thinking about how overweight I had gotten. I had jumped to 260 pounds. Everything was hitting me all at once. And the lesson behind it was when you're about to embark on something new, like I was embarking on being my own boss, you got to accept everything that comes with your new journey. The good and the bad is going to make you who you are. This job made me who I am. So I hustled every day, every single day for those 6 months I was there. And then one day I had a breaking point. She didn't even do shit. I just was fed up, and I walked into work. I was like, man, I can't do this shit no more. I was like, I made a plan while I was at work. I said, I got this Dodge Charger 2006 RT on some 22-inch rims. These rims is $1,200 by themselves. I know that because I paid for them. And I was like, man, I just bought brand new tires on these rims. I'm finna flip this fucking car. And by flip, I mean sell it. What I did, I cleaned that motherfucker out. I put my CD player in and made sure everything looked clean. I had the screen and the dash, all that. Man, I put that mug on Craigslist. I bought me a little truck, little white truck, and I put my 2 weeks in. I said, fuck you, motherfuckers. I am out of here, bro. Yo, I can't do this shit no more. So I was like, man, I'm going to figure it out. I don't give a fuck what happens after this. I don't care how bad it gets. I don't care about none of that shit. I am going to figure it out. I was like, the universe is pushing me towards this because there's no way I'm going through all this hell after I didn't sacrifice so much to even just get here. I'm gonna put all my cards on the table and I'm gonna see what happens. And I did that. So if you want a part 2 on how this next journey went, where I quit that job and I worked for myself, let me know. And I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you for watching the video. Y'all have a great week. I'm gonna see y'all next week. Peace.